So how do we actually scale ads and brute force CTR over 2.5%? Right? You want to be good at meta buying, media buying, so to say, but after Andromeda, you just don't know how to do it. So let me just walk you through everything and be completely honest, right? Now, what works seems to work very well is you have one campaign, right? One big ass campaign, and you make one ad set. There's no targeting anymore because Facebook is a data platform. You have to understand they have so much data on you that targeting for them are just like simply suggestions, right? They're not even that substantial because they know all these kinds of things about their users that they just go off and do their own targeting based on the specific creatives that you're running, right? So videos and ads. And how it kind of works is they have like AI and machine running algorithm that takes a look at the ads and see, okay, this is like an ad about roofing, right? So for instance, right now I'm doing roofing. I'm gonna see ads that are simply like this, for instance, right? So advertisement that look like pretty ugly sometimes work really well. And what you want to do essentially, right, is to make a very diverse range of ads. So specifically, you can tell that I have like one ad that's just super simple, right? It's just like, hey, do you want to buy more roofs? We're looking for seniors. And sometimes these ugly ads perform so well, right? And it's so frustrating because you put all this time into editing a video and just doesn't work at all, right? So for instance, now we got an ad that's kind of, okay, senior homeowners, save save on your next roof replacement. It's just so specific towards the target segment, and it kind of looks kind of clunky, right? It just looks so ugly, but you just have to test it out, right? One thing that you have is you can never really tell what's working or not based on assumptions, right? As marketers, your job is to do so much volume in testing that it is impossible to fill. For instance, on this ad account, I specifically have around 40 ads that are running, and I can kind of show you and what you want to be looking at specifically, right, is the performance and clicks. And I'll explain that to you in a second. For instance, what the strategy is you need to be looking at specifically on the first 100 views if you get any leads, right? Because an ad is like out of this world, really good. If within 100 views they get some any kind of result, any clicks or any leads, right? So specifically those types of ads, you can see, okay, the CTR on the first click was 2.7%, right? So the CTR, what it essentially means is how many people out of 100 people clicked on your link, right? So not on like the like button or anything else. It's on the link that they basically wanted to fill in their information, right? So that's a very high indicator of success if your CTR is above like 2%, dependent on the industry, of course, right? So, for instance, what you want to also be looking at is how much it takes for one click to happen. So, go on to performance and clicks always, right? And then look at cost per click and CTR. If those two align, then you got yourself a good ad, right? Because here you can see I have one ad like a in roofing. It costs like $2 for a single click, and it generated me one lead at $2. So I know this ad, right, targeted the right people and it worked pretty well. It's not gonna be obviously $2 per lead at scale, right? If you're generating like 100 leads and throwing a bunch of money at it, it's gonna rise. The cost is gonna rise, but this is an indicator that it's a good ad. So in Andromeda, you can kind of have the strategy: go with one campaign, right, one ad set. You can also see here that the first time I was testing, right, the lead cost was just outrageous. So kind of got frustrated and made 40 different ads in one specific ad set with zero targeting at all. And for that reason, I'm getting some good leads, right? Some leads here are converting at $33 in roofing, which is super nice, because roofing is a very competitive industry. And you can tell all of these ads that I'm creating are very creative, diverse. So we got videos in there, we got testimonial ads, we got direct offers, we got ugly ads, we got comparison ads, we got like image ads of just like the problem, the roofing problem, and we got like fake news ads all time. We got like one ad that's basically a girl with nice body, and it just says new roof for 0% upfront, and it's kind of AI generated, but some of the seniors can tell it's just like showing a lot of cleavage, and it gets attention, and it generated one lead at like $6. So whatever makes money, your job as a marketer is basically to print, right, to brainwash people into clicking that freaking button by any means necessary. And what seems to work in a lot of cases, right, is just to make as many ads as you can, right, and just spend like $2 3 on each ad to see like how much, how much does it take to get one click, how much does it take to get like one single click. And Meta will basically filter out the ads that don't get any clicks and just spend on the ads that specifically have the potential to go and scale. For instance, this one generated 19 leads at $33, right? So what we want to do here is just using a wide range of variety in creatives, right? You want to be looking at your cost per click as well as your click through rate. 2%, anything above 2 is usually good. And your cost per click, you can kind of see what is good in comparison in the industry. Usually something like $2 to $1 is really nice. And then you want to see at which ads are getting specific results, right? And to take it a further step, what you can also do is you can take a look at the leads you've been generating, right? See what the lead costs are, first of all, and how the quality of the leads are, because sometimes you get leads that are just super super qualified and super they convert at a um, very high percentage, so they become like customers, right? And but the lead might cost a bit more, so you have to kind of judge based on that perspective. But if you take anything from this video, is that run as many ads as you can, right? Spend $2 3 to test out the ads, because in the end it just makes sense to be testing at this volume, because Meta is going to filter out the right ads and you're going to make a bunch of money, right? And specifically what you can do is also you can use get hooked. um, get hooked, you can use this thing that you can use to basically copy competitors ads. Now what I like to do, what I've noticed is that if you copy them directly, sometimes Meta makes your cost CPM higher, which is your CPM is cost per milli, so how much money it takes to show your advertisement to 1,000 people, right? So specifically make some variation of these ads, and just like don't just copy them one by one. I've copied some one by one, but make some smaller variations, right? So you don't have that tax that you pay to Meta for directly copying it. And then some of these ads actually really work really nicely when copied. But also kind of take the concept of the winning ad and make variations of it, and always try to improve, right? 80% goes into the campaign that it's scaling, right? And 20% goes to basically testing, or like 10% to testing, depending on how you want to structure your ads. But yeah, with that said, I hope you learned something from this video, and see you on the next one.